What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review. My name is Randall. Today I'm hanging out with Matt. He's plays bass in the Hellflowers out of what part of California you guys in?
So currently we live in San Jose, California. We
San
are
Jose.
a Los Angeles band.
Okay,
Yeah, we
I was
live.
gonna say Los Angeles, but I was like, if I say that, I feel like I'm wrong for some reason. So
Yeah, I mean, the band still exists out of LA. Steven and Alex, who you met in Texas, they both still live Long Beach, and one lives in the Valley. We used to live in Burbank and then Azusa. But my dad's ailing, so we moved up here to come and take care of him. So
okay.
that's why we're here.
Well,
And
that's unfortunate. I'm dealing with something similar with my wife's father, so I am in a similar predicament. So I know what you're going through at least a little bit.
yeah, well,
Um,
doing the good work.
yeah. Well, today this is actually a little bit of a different episode. We're not talking so much about what he's doing or what I'm doing necessarily. We're going to talk about Social Distortion's new record, Born to Kill. This record has been, well, it's very popular right now, for good reason, right?
Yeah.
But they're also having like weird issues with inventory, like the label is. Like it took me, it was well over a month after it came out before I had any at my store. I didn't get as many as I wanted. I sold them out immediately. And even the record, like Epitaph sent me that one to review, and even that one isn't the one I was supposed to get. I was supposed to get like a solid colored one, and I got like a picture disc record. Not at all.
I'm
I'm
a little jealous, by the way, because the one you got was fucking awesome. I mean, I'm not complaining about my candy red vinyl that came through, which is sick as fuck. I have it right here, and
which one do you have?
it's this man. I just really, I'm stoked. Just a straight
Ooh, I
okay.
like that too.
Yeah, and then it's got the
Damn.
D side etching.
Yeah, bro.
It looks great.
Well, shoot, now I gotta bust this one out real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, dude.
So, like, here's the thing, man, is that at least back in the day, picture discs used to be kind of I don't know what the right word would be. I don't want to say problematic because I don't think that's the right word, but people used to not really like them as much.
Yeah.
But I listened to this and it doesn't have the same problems that say something from 2005 might have.
Right.
So I'm pretty ecstatic. Is it ecstatic? Ecstatic. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Based on this one. So basically, on my copy, A, B, and C looks like this, and then the D side has the cover on it. Dude, it's. I mean, honestly, dude, like looking at it on screen, I've only looked at it in person, but looking at it on screen, I actually kind of think it looks even cooler.
Dude, giving it up for Shepard Fairey for designing that, and him and Mike Ness both designing that cover. Like, what a get, by the way, to get Shepard Fairey to do your album.
I don't even know who that is, if I'm honest with you, but I'm not going to fake the font.
Shepard Fairey is the guy who did all the Obey. He did the Obama posters as well.
Oh wow, okay. Oh dang, okay.
Huge punk rock, huge punk rock fan.
Well, I know all that stuff. That's incredible.
Yeah, look him up, man. I've been a fan of his. Huge Clash fan, by the way.
And, he is?
Yeah.
Nice.
And, yeah, but he's been throwing up murals all over the world and all over LA for a fucking million years. But anyways, getting him to do your cover, that's a get.
Yes, I mean, based on now knowing more of who that person is, you are right. That is pretty incredible. And I do want to specifically thank Epitaph for sending that to me because they didn't have to do that, man. Like I don't think that I'm anybody special. So to send me a copy to review and having like some like emails back and forth with them saying like thank you for doing it. That's like, I mean, I grew up on that label, so like to me, that's really cool, man. I'm more than happy to do that for any release that they've got, specifically the punk stuff that they're doing. I know that they kind of branch out these days and do a little bit of like more rock and roll and like alt rock stuff a lot, but
I didn't expect. I didn't know who was going to be putting out the next Social Distortion record when this was, in process. And, but because I hadn't been really stoked on a lot of the stuff that Epitaph, was putting out. Not that any of it's bad. It's just totally like, I'm like old school.
Yeah.
Bad Religion, Rancid, like I love that stuff that was coming from there. And then I used to get the, I used to get all kinds of. I mean, the money that I've spent on Epitaph.
Oh my goodness, dude!
it's
Like,
it's ridiculous. So
I don't even want to really. Yeah, bro. Like the amount of money I've spent with Epitaph Records is kind of absurd. And I would happily do it again. Like I'm not, and like you said, like their newer stuff, they have a handful of releases that come out, that I'm like, oh yeah, this is one I'm gonna pick up.
yeah,
It's even the stuff that I don't pick up though, it's objectively fine. Like there's not like I don't have like a complaint on it. It's just not really my lane.
right.
And me being 44, not 24, there's going to be stuff I'm reaching for old records at this point, or a new release from a band like Social Distortion or
Exactly.
Rancid or NoFX or Bad Religion, or honestly a new band, dude. There's a lot of new bands. The Hellflowers stuff that you guys are doing, like there's a lot of stuff that I would rather pick that up than like maybe an alt rock record. But dude, I mean, if I had the opportunity to beat Epitaph, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah,
of course.
Been working for Epitaph for about 20 years.
Damn.
We went out to lunch. We go out to lunch, when I'm around LA or when I was living in LA. We had lunch down the street from the operations. And I was like, he was like, yeah, I'm not, I'm going to go home. I was like, I just wanted to see where my money went from the 90s on. I wanted to go to the offices and go check it out, but we didn't end up going over there. So one of these days.
Oh man, that would be awesome. I would love to go check out their headquarters.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Well, let's see. Let me see if I can hook it up for you.
That'd be amazing one of these days. Who knows, man? I'm gonna be out in LA in September, and I'll be in New York in July, and then I'm hoping to fly out to Dublin in November for a few days. But that's a special thing that I'm trying to do with my wife. And
yeah, I think. I mean, I guess if I could talk about it here, my wife's gonna hear about it. I think I'm gonna hit Dublin in October or early November. My brother has been living out there, so off
that's
and on.
crazy.
So his girlfriend's out there, I should say.
Nice.
So he still lives in Texas, but yeah, I want to go. I want to go. He's all, yeah, just come out, and I'm like, I think I should just take this opportunity and go. So
the only problem is it's just not that easy because it is expensive as all hell to fly out there.
Yeah, that's tough, man. But it was $700 to fly to Hawaii and I had to, we had to pay for 4 guys, to go out, or four members, I should say. So
that's crazy work, bro. Yeah, I going to New York, it's all expensive, man. If you're gonna live outside of your city and you're not just strictly driving, it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, I digress. Let's get back to this record.
Yeah, let's talk Social D, man. So okay, this album was what, 15 years waiting. People spent 15 years waiting for this record, and like, let me be very clear about something. I love Social Distortion, but it's been a little while since I was excited about their music because the stuff I like by them kind of stopped at like White Heat, right? I like up to that point is where I kind of, I don't know what the word would be. I think I just had my fill, and I've had that. There's only a handful of bands that I could listen to them all day, every day, no matter what they drop. It doesn't matter. It's a very small number of bands, right? So it's no disrespect. I love the albums that I've got by them. I own probably 6 of their records, and I love them, right?
Yeah.
Well, when they did the lead single, it was the title track, wasn't it? That was the lead single, wasn't it? Yeah. So like, I listened to it, and I was like, oh shit, okay, this feels like Social Distortion, like circa 2003 or 2002 or 1997 or whenever Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell came out. I can't remember what year that was, but like that is what it kind of felt like, and but with a modern production. And I was like, huh. And I understand the complaints that people have. Oh, they just have their sound and they stick to it. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of bands that have that I love. Is that not okay now? Is that somehow, did that stop being acceptable? I don't know. It's weird to me. But yeah, how'd you feel when you first heard the opening or the initial drop?
So and I will preface this to say I didn't like Hard Times and Nursery Rhymes. Like, I'm a huge Social Distortion fan. Like, I think people that know me know that. Like, they just know that I'm like, I celebrate everything that band has put out. I've got a pretty extensive collection of like rare shit that I've collected since probably 1989 on. I'm 54, so I've been doing this. My first time seeing them was 1987. So, and that was the first punk band or headlining punk band that I had seen was Social Distortion. So that was before Self-Titled came out. And that was about maybe just a little after Prison Bound. So,
Okay.
and I had Mommy's Little Monster on cassette. Somebody gave me like a burned cassette of that, and I loved it. I thought Another State of Mind is probably still one of my favorite songs of all time. And so I was really excited. I was really excited to like get in. Since I've been following him for so many years, and coming off of like White Heat. So I loved White Heat, White Trash. I thought that was a really great record.
Did I say it wrong earlier? Whatever that's the album I was referring to.
No, I knew what you were referring to. When I got that record, it was the closest thing that they had put out to a punk rock record, to like actually feeling like a punk rock record. Like there was really edgy, it was heavier, it was gritty. And then Sex, Love, and Rock and Roll came out. And I love that record. Like that record to me was like, okay, here's kind of like we're growing up a little bit. And then Hard Times, Nursery Rhymes, I don't remember how 8 years later. And that one just like didn't grab me at all. I have it and I listened to it. And when this record came out, I kind of went back and listened to it. I'm like, well, there's nothing really wrong with this record. It's just not grabbing me like at all. But my initial hearing, like listening to Born to Kill, I loved it. I'm just like, it was like a punch in the mouth. Like, hey, I'm back. And just starting with like, the distorted guitar leading into it. Like, I'm okay. I'm just starting to, all right, this is familiar. And then they're not reinventing the wheel at all. But
right.
But they do really well. And I appreciated that. So I liked the video. I thought the song was great. And I'm like, all right. So the pre-orders came through and I signed up. I got my, ordered my t-shirt and my record from Epitaph. So, and it got here maybe a day and a half after release day. And I was stoked. And I just threw it on and played it. And I don't think I listened to anything. I think I listened to One Man Army to break it up. I think I threw on
as you should.
Yeah, like I think Rumors and Headlines I threw on just like, okay, I need to like do listen to something else, and then I went back and started listening to this mostly in preparation for this talk. And I gotta say, like, there's not a bad song on this record. Like, there's not. I have complaints, and my overall rating for this record, and I usually save this for the end, is like an 8.5. Like, it's a solid record to me. I really, really, really love and have always loved Don't Keep Me Hanging On. That song, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting, maybe 17 years since the first time I heard it on a demo. Like, it was like, I had a compilation CD of all these rare B-sides. And that song, there's a demo of that song on that.
So that's a song that I may have heard, because I wrote down in my notes that song is so familiar sounding to me.
Right. And if you go YouTube, if you look it up on YouTube, you'll hear the old demo version. And it's been up for years. And but I have a CD comp of it right over there in the shelf. And I have always loved that song. And it was probably because, and I guess if you're a fan of Social D and you're a dude in your 40s and 50s, maybe these songs kind of hit you at kind of a certain level where it's just like, it's really honest and there's no frills. There's, and he's singing stuff that you're thinking about, and he's thinking about, nothing too complex, just about life in general.
Yeah.
Struggles and love and heartbreak and drug addiction. Of course, that one hits me pretty hard. So
me too.
And and it's something really relatable, and it just at its base form. And that goes for pretty much every Social Distortion record that has ever come out. you know, you can there are certain songs where, you know, it talks about, or you get the feeling that he's kind of like talking about being a tough guy and this or whatever, because he kind of lived that,
Right.
in and out of jail, in and out of drug rehabs, in and out of this, and I'm just like, I really relate to this. And this kind of, I don't know, at a very base core, it, you know, for not being too overly written, I think it's fantastic. So yeah,
Well,
I am I will go hard for this record. I think, like, the more and more I listen to it, I'm just like, there's nothing bad about this record.
so okay, I'll in the interest of a good conversation and playing devil's avocado here, I will I will say this. What would you say? How would you respond to somebody that says it sounds just like their other records, so why do we need it? It's kind of boring. That is not my personal opinion, but I have heard that a number of times, and I don't even know how to respond because I don't think I can even argue that they're wrong. I just don't think that I care. So how would you
No,
respond?
I would say, like, if it doesn't work for you, you know, that's your, you know, that is your opinion, or that is
Valid.
or how you're feeling. I talked to, I'm not going to name drop anybody. I know you know a couple of these folks, dude. I talked to one cat who listened to it. It was maybe 2 days after it came out, and he's like, "Yeah, I listened to it. Meh, you know, it's fine." And I'm like, "Okay," because they were playing it in the club that we were at in Berkeley, and I'm like, "Yeah, I you know." There's a couple songs that are growing on me. They're
Okay.
not, it took a little bit of maybe a second, third, fourth listen that they really started to resonate a little bit. But, you know, also this person's way younger than me, probably a little bit younger than you, and they were just like, yeah. And this probably wasn't anything close to their entry point into punk rock. And
Right.
argue to say this is probably not a punk rock record.
I don't think this is a punk
It's
record
not,
necessarily. I think it's a rock and roll record. But
yeah,
like,
damn good one.
so let me try to give all of this out at one go so that I can be done with my thoughts on it more or less.
Sure.
So I'll go down track by track because it's not a super long track list. It's 11 songs.
Yep.
So basically, I wrote down that it comes out of the gate with a super strong track. It's the title track of the album, "Born to Kill." It's very smart. When people put this album on and that's the first song that they hear, they're likelier to stay with it on. If it's Spotify, they're likelier to leave it on. If it's on a record, they're likelier to go ahead and finish sides A, B, and C, because it's a 3-sided record, right? Which I thought was brilliant because if you come out the gate with a really good track, even if it kind of takes a dip down in quality after the second or third track or whatever like that, you're still running high on endorphins. You're still running high on adrenaline, right? But
Right.
No Way Out is also a pretty great song. It's a little repetitive,
Yeah.
but it's a good song. It's very relatable. So you get the first two, and you're like, oh man, we're really into this, right? But the third song, the way things were, I think it drops off like the BPMs drop down a little bit. It's a little more somber. It's really pretty. It's a little bit long, but it's a really pretty song. And I think the first 3 tracks are all incredibly strong. And it doesn't get till the 4th track where I kind of go, tonight doesn't really do much for me. It's not a bad song. It just isn't really one that I'm going to be super interested in. But then immediately after that, we have Partners in Crime. It's a song that as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh man, this is amazing. The guitar and the melody is just so. I wish we could play it on this video so that people could hear it while we're talking about it, but it'll get me in all kinds of copyright nonsense. But my issue is that right after that, though, we get Crazy Dreamer, and that song is one that I'm like, dude, the honky tonk thing, his vocals don't work for it. They never really have, in my opinion. Like, I think when he was a little younger, they were a little more suited for that kind of music. But again, I think that is an incredibly subjective thing for me to say, and I would say that a lot of people are going to argue that I'm wrong. So I'm just going to state that that's my personal feelings on it, and that doesn't mean anything other than that's what it means. It's just whatever, right? But what's weird though is that immediately after that honky tonk song that I'm kind of like not really into, you get another slow song, but it's a cover of Wicked Game, right?
Big Swing, by the way.
Big Swing. But I think that I'm not going to call it a knock it out of the park home run or anything like that, but it's definitely a triple. It's definitely going to get you on third base ready to score.
Absolutely.
So, like, I thought I did a really good job of it. I was very worried about his vocals on that song before I heard it.
Yeah.
And the more I listen to it, the more I like it. But I think it's funny that I'll complain about Crazy Dreamer and then I'll say that the Wicked Game cover is fantastic. But I never claim to make sense. This is my opinion. And then we have a few more songs. We have Walk Away and Don't Look Back.
Yep.
It's a little higher tempo, but it's also the point in the album that I started to feel a little bit of Social Distortion fatigue. I do like the guitar, but I feel like on that song, I've already heard that song on this record. Like it was like, I feel like it's a little repetitive, like within the album, right? And this isn't, well, it's a critique so much as in like, I just do this. This is what I do every day. I listen to music and I critique it.
Absolutely.
But it's not a condemnation. Like I'm not going, and I hate it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like, if I listen to it in its entirety, by this point, I'm a little bit like, could you have done something a little different, fellas? Because you've either done something like really fast.
Yep.
Honestly, that's what's missing on this album, in my opinion, is a real fast driving, like punk rock song. Like that would would maybe put this over the edge to me.
You just need one on the
just
record.
One would make this record have a lot of diversity. And then you have Never Going Back. It's another song that sounds kind of like we've already been there on this album.
Yeah,
but it's still pretty good.
Identical title to No Way Out. It's the same theme. It's
right.
Never Going Back is Drug Train from the self-titled record, kind of all over again. He's talking,
dude. It sounds. Yeah. But I will say this though, that it's still a pretty good song. When I'm listening to it, the guitar riff is incredibly solid, and the chorus has a really great melody. I like it quite a bit actually, and it makes me move. So even though it feels familiar, and I almost want to go, man, come on. At the same time, I'm over here like bobbing my head and tapping my feet to it. So like, there's something to be said for like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just because it sounds familiar doesn't mean that it sounds actually like something else. It might just be that's because it's their sound and they're doing it really well, a la Pennywise, who just. I don't care what anybody says. I love Pennywise. They drop a new album. I'm going to listen to it. Like, I love that band.
Pennywise is last. So
yeah. And then
I've not, I don't have, I don't listen to a lot of their stuff a lot of the times, but I've seen them a bunch of times and I've always enjoyed it. So
absolutely. I see that's a band that I listen to all the time. So I can understand while my critique of this might rub somebody the wrong way. I understand why people love this record as much as they do. I like the record a lot. Yeah. I'm just trying to be honest about it. I don't want to sit here and like blow this record up to a degree that sounds like I'm just trying to be on Epitaph's good side. Like I don't think Epitaph wants me to do that. I think they want an honest review of an album. And like, but see, like when we get to what is it? Is Don't Keep Me Hanging On? Is that the last track?
That is second to last.
Second to last track. Dude, it pulls me right back into the record, man. Right back in. And like, it's weird because there's a song. Okay, dude. That song sounds like something else, and I cannot figure it out what it is. But it has a melody that is identical to something else that I love. It's just
three chords, and it never changes through the entire song. And there's no change up in order. It is the same thing. And for whatever reason, because I've been playing it on guitar for probably about 15 years, just for fun, and trying to figure out how I could steal it, and and comes out on the record. I'm like, all right, well, that's not gonna happen.
Well, it's driving me nuts because it's probably my second or third favorite song on the album, and I can't figure out what it reminds me of, but it sounds like something else, and I don't know what the melody is, but it's very familiar. But like, the album, dude, it closes with Over You. It's a song that it's fine.
It's a good song, but I have three things about this record that I think could change. One is the song order. The song order is all wrong.
I agree. I think that the order is kind of funky.
It's weird, and I don't know why it's like that. I wouldn't have started with Born to Kill. It's a great song. It's probably one of the top songs on the record. But I would save that for 3, because like once you get into a couple, and then that kind of grabs you in, and then keeps it
interesting. Okay.
Upbeat. I like Crazy Dreamer as far as a honky tonk song. I sent you some Hellflowers records, and on that Hellflowers records, we end with a honky tonk song. They should have done the same thing on this. That should have been the last song.
Dude, you know what? I probably would have liked it better if it was the last song on the album. That's a valid point. I disagree with the opening track. I think that the title track grabs personally. This is super subjective. So
Oh,
like
yeah, totally.
it grabs me and it makes me want to like listen to more of the record. But I do think there's some validity to saying like maybe it should have been later on so you get that big adrenaline spike. Maybe like you get going because you're all ready to listen to it. So you get in there, and then when you kind of maybe it dips down to a slower track, then it bangs into the self-titled track or the title track rather. But the honky tonk track being the last to close an album out would have been a very good way to, because the album's got to flow. It's got to flow, man. This is
Yeah,
a
man.
piece of like moving artwork, and we want to like as an example. There are a few bands that know how to open and close an album impeccably, and
Mhm.
I'm sure people are tired of me here saying it, but Rancid is one of those bands. They know how to open and close an album really well. One Man Army can open and close an album really well.
I mean,
There's
first record to me, still first Rancid record, still like it is repeatedly getting punched in the face, like through the entire record, and you're just begging for more. I love that record. So, and Let's Go to me is perfect, like absolutely.
Let's Go and then Out Come the Wolves are both perfect
Yeah.
albums. I think that it's hard to have a career where you have multiple albums that are like 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And they have like a few that are 10s. And they have a bunch that are 9s. I mean, I don't think anything that they've got is lower than like a 8.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's good.
But like back to to like the I say layout of this record, so
Yeah.
to speak, the track layout. I I would love to talk to Mike Ness one day and just because I would love to talk to him just because I think it's such a great thing that they were able to put this record out. Because like, before we even talk anymore, let me be very clear. This record is great.
Yeah, it's great.
It's objectively really, really well made. Well, it's good, right? My feelings on the record don't even matter. I am so excited that this record exists.
Yeah.
It just so happens that my feelings on it are pretty positive. But like if they weren't, it wouldn't matter because I'm glad that it exists because he overcame a lot to make this record.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
a band that has a rabid fan base.
Yeah, getting through
And
time.
so I want those
Other-
people, because I'm friends with most of them, to be stoked. So I need this to exist, and I'm glad it does. It's a beautiful record visually. It's a beautiful record audibly. The production is on point. I think that the guitar playing, the guitar tone,
Yeah.
fantastic. His vocals are most of the time fucking great.
I think
So, like,
Johnny Wickersham on any record as your rhythm and trading leads with that guy is incredible. I'm a huge Cadillac Tramps fan. Like, I don't know if you ever had the chance to get into the Cadillac Tramps at all.
I probably would have not even listened to them based on the name,
Okay.
which is
so dude,
very stupid. I'm admitting I'm an idiot. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I would have seen that and been like, it sounds like rockabilly, and moved on.
It's Orange County punk rock. It's the
Okay.
same that flows through Social Distortion and actually literally now because that's where Johnny Wickersham came from before this.
I'll check them out then.
You know, Brian Coakley and Johnny Wickersham's guitars are just fucking incredible. And for the Cadillac Tramps, and the fact that they got him to be in this band is remarkable. So he's a great player, and Brett is a great bass player. Also, another record store owner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he owns a record store in Ventura called Giacomo Records. And, you can go in there, and when Social Distortion is not touring, Brett is working behind the counter, and you can go talk.
Dude, that's awesome.
And he's.
Dude, I should reach out and see if he wants to talk about the record or something on the show.
I think he'd probably be totally down. So, a great guy too. And, yeah, man, drummer is Hidalgo. That guy is slamming. So, amazing players on it. I mean, honestly, they're not doing anything new. I say that the newest, anything with a little bit different flavor would be the covering Wicked Game.
I was literally thinking that when you said it. When you said anything that might be kind of new, in my head I was thinking like it was a bold move doing that cover song.
Because as much as I love this band, I don't listen because I think Mike has a great vocal range. In fact, I think he's got the vocal range of a Daisy air rifle. But it works, and it's it works for what it's doing. It's great, and even on Crazy Dreamer is like, even though it's a honky tonk tune, I think he does it well. I think it's probably just shit that he's been singing his entire life. So, but It would be song order for me. That is the big problem. Because I will listen to a record top to bottom. I listen to vinyl. So like,
okay, I'm 100% with you on the
Yep.
listening to records front to back. My I don't want to talk too much crap because I want this to be a celebration of this record.
oh no.
But I think my issue isn't even the song order so much. I mean, it is a little bit now that you've brought that to my attention. I'm thinking like, okay, that actually would change some things because I think that I would like a couple of the songs a little bit better if they were placed differently.
Yeah.
But man, how many songs is this? 11?
11.
And it's 46 minutes.
It's long.
Dude,
It's long.
that is my issue. My issue is that, bro. So, but you made a statement earlier. You said this isn't a punk rock record. So based on that statement, I have very little that I can say that's valid because it doesn't, if it's not a punk record, it doesn't matter because punk records are supposed to be 25 minutes and 15 songs, not rock and roll records. So this is just a personal taste thing. Everybody knows me, knows I like short songs. So it gets a little exhausting listening to it. But the beauty of it is that if I want to listen to side A, B, or C, I can do that. Or I can listen to side A and B, or C and B and C, or A and C if I really want. I don't have to listen to the whole record. I just enjoy listening to the entire records because they tell a story. And I think that's my only real complaint is that I don't care for the honky tonk song and it's a little bit long. But dude, if that's my problems with this record, I feel like that's a roaring success. Like that's an amazing. If what do you hate about this record? Or not even hate. Hate's a super strong word. What do you dislike about the record? It's a little long and I don't really care for honky tonk songs. Okay, what else? That's it. Like the guitar leads you mentioned there a minute ago, they're honestly maybe could have even been a little more of that in here. I think they did a really good job with that.
I mean, you know, Mike's leads are as simple as they are. They're
oh, dude, simplicity is a beautiful
distortion record, and he does them well. And Johnny, I don't know if Johnny played any leads on this as well, but that guy fucking rules. So yeah, and my only other complaint, which is an extremely minor thing, is start your song with a feedback or or that distorted feedback in maybe once, because like 3 songs on this record start like that. 3, almost, I think maybe 4. 3 of them start with just this, feedbacky lead in, and I think he does it almost 2 to 3 times in a row. So and maybe that was to get a live feel, but I'm just like, I just heard this. Like,
I think that the people that are like, because okay, what bothers me about this record is that I want to love it so much, but the people that are saying that it's perfect and that it's like the best album of the year, I'm a naturally combative person, and it makes me want to say negative things, which I had to like distance myself from the comments because I think that it is a very good record.
Yeah,
and I'm such an idiot, dude. So like when people are like, it could be just about anything. If people say they love it, I'm gonna go, no, I don't like it much. I don't know why I do it, but I know that I do it, so I have to accept that. But like, people are gonna say, well, give him a break, man. He went through all this stuff, and it's like, yeah. But it's just like any other job. If you're gonna do the job, do it the right way.
Right.
And there are a couple of things that could have been improved upon, but that doesn't mean much to me, other than if I could redo it, this is how I would redo it. I didn't do it. It's not mine. I'm not Social Distortion. I'm not Mike Ness.
Yeah.
I've never accomplished a tenth of what these guys have done. So like, I'm coming at it strictly from a lover of music and a fan of theirs. It says I am a fan of Social Distortion.
Yeah.
I do like this record a lot. I don't know where I will place it on my year-end list, but I suspect that it will get brought up on that video to some degree.
I reckon
at minimum.
Like,
yeah.
It's because of how much time and how much air I've been given it, and just because I've got 1,000 records, I got thousands and thousands of records. I keep putting this on just because I want to listen deeper, and I want to listen, because there's a lot going on. There's nitpicky bullshit. And I'm the same way. I'm combative and I'm opinionated, but I don't hate this record at all. And I'm, and there are 2 things about this record that one of them is an experience I've never had before, and one of them was a wish. The experience I never had before is listening to this record with my dad
Mm.
Driving around. We were going to some outing, and I had the record on in the car, and my dad, he really liked it. He's aware of Wicked Game. He's aware of hearing Chris Isaac on the oldie station now, which is fucking
Weird.
It's so weird. But then Crazy Dreamer comes on after it, and then there's nothing that my dad was like, turn this down, turn this off. As an 85-year-old man, he was like, no, this is
That's a pretty good strong mark, I'd say.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, that just shows me that their songs are growing up. Their writing style is maybe reaching a wider audience. And I mean, honestly, like, I put on anything else in front of my pop, and he's like, "Oh my god, turn this down."
That's a pretty good point. My dad passed away when I was 16, so it's been almost 30 years. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't really said that out loud before. My dad was a country singer guy. Like, he liked that stuff. I say singer, Western listener. He was a fan of country Western music, right? But he liked a few bands that I was into, and he liked Social Distortion. I think he would have loved this record. I mean, if I could listen to this with my dad, I bet I would give this a 10. If I was able to sit with my dad and listen to this would be a 10. It makes me want to almost, like, I'm choking up a little bit thinking about it, man. Like, I miss my dad. He was let me be very clear. My dad was a shitty father, but he was still my dad. Like, this is an album. This is like, it's like a time capsule that's not actually a time capsule.
Yeah.
This album is basically a love letter to their whole career.
Yeah, and I think
his whole career, whatever.
I think he's cherry picking old stuff and kind of making it new again, and I like that. Like, he's like, look, dude doesn't have anything to prove.
Right.
Like, that guy came out of the gutter, and
well, what do people want? Do they want? Okay, so here's what irks me about people that are going to take, and so, like, my opinion, as we've already established, is like that this is I'm going to say probably like an 8 out of 10 for me, right? A solid 8. But I've heard a lot of negativity about it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, what is it that you wanted from a Social Distortion album? Did you want him to take a bunch of unnecessary risks and give you an album that isn't very good, or did you want him to go and do what he's good at, do it well, bring you something crisp and new? And I don't know, man. I would rather have a dozen new songs that, while maybe familiar and sounding, are all good, than a bunch of I don't understand people that want the have to change. Well, why can't we just get what they're good at? They got good at it, and that's why they're popular. That's why you like them, right? Because of their sound. Why would you want them to change their sound? I don't understand that complaint. It's never made sense to me.
No, I don't want to hear Social Distortion ever do a reggae song again.
Dude, bro.
They did that, and they did that at the Hootenanny. The last Hootenanny they played Heart of the Come.
Wow.
And fuck, man, like,
that's pretty weird.
That again, it's recorded. You can actually listen to it online.
I don't know if I want to, if I'm honest, but
there's a lot of bands that cover, like the Drowns covered it. Of course, Joe Strummer did it, and I love that song. And I think that's probably why Mike wanted to do it, is because Joe Strummer had done it, and Joe Strummer had just passed at that time, and he came out and did it, and I'm just like, oh, dude, I just like. Reggae is not your thing, but like, if I'm honest, I'm glad they didn't take too many risks, because I'm just like, I don't want another, I don't know. There were things about Hard Times and Nursery Rhymes, like having I love having big backup singers. Like, he had 3 touring ladies with him through that record, and they were singing backups, and it was kind of a bigger show. It seemed like a bigger show. I don't know. It felt like he just wanted to be the Stones, and I'm like, it felt like it was too much. But one thing I will say, the other point I wanted to make on this record is that I lost one of my best friends last year on October 30th. His name was Scott Sorry. If you're not familiar with Scott was a bass player of the Wild Hearts, and he was like my little brother. he and I were super tight, and he was in a band with me, and he actually got to rise up and tour the world and do that whole thing when he was in the Wild Hearts. And then he went on to do a lot of his own solo stuff, and he had a great band out in Philly. Uh, and he died of glioblastoma. So
What is that?
It's a brain cancer.
Oh my goodness, bro! I'm so sorry.
So I went out to see him like toward the end, like a bunch, and I keep thinking, like, when I got this record and I listened to it, and I got he had this tattooed on his neck. He had this. It says sorry. And it's a really dumb story on why I get it, and I'll tell it. But I can't stop thinking about what he would have thought about this record, because he was huge Social Distortion fan. We had that in common. He was a huge Damned. I love the Damned, and he loved Social Distortion. And like, I cannot stop thinking about what he would have thought about this record. I think he would have loved it. And like, there are guys that are in his. Sorry, I'm getting choked up. There are guys that were in his band that were, they keep posting stuff about this record, and I kind of want to ask them. I haven't talked to them, but I want to ask them the same thing. Like, what would you think Scotty would have? I think he would have absolutely fucking went apeshit for this record, because I think that I think the record became grown up enough, to where, like, somebody who's probably going through like real life struggles can really relate to this record. And he was going through like the worst of the worst, and I think he would have fucking went apeshit for it. So wherever you are, Scotty, I hope you got a copy. So fuck, man.
Dude.
Anyways, yeah, so 8.5, that's it's not perfect, and that's coming from like a lifelong fan. And yeah, man, I hope I get it. You're supposed to be getting another record really quick, actually. So, because they went in and recorded like 30 something songs.
That's crazy.
And they, he keeps saying, well, maybe there's another record coming.
I would be excited to hear another record. That's the thing, is that I'm grading this very tough. I'm being really hard on it, because I am a fan of this band, and I have been for a long, long time. He was going through a lot for the last few years or more, right? So, I mean, this is a massive success just based on the accomplishment of making it through the things he went through with his health, and then getting the record written, recorded, and released. Like, I don't see how this could be anything other than a giant win. And then, he's got an enormous amount of fans that love it, and this album's being championed by everybody. I've heard some negative comments, but it's mostly been like shitheads in the comments on a YouTube video. Dude, people that are talking about it, making videos about it, they feel like we do. They like it a lot. It's like, I mean, dude, if we're both sitting here and the worst score out of the two of us is 8 out of 10, I mean,
that's you're doing something right.
Yeah, so I hope anybody that hears this that's participated in the making of this album is happy with an 8 out of 10. I think that it could possibly grow on me over the next year. I don't know if I would ever say it's a 9, because I think that that's reserved for like special albums. And this is very I'll say this. You know what? I'll say it like this. I think that I hold a subjective 8, but I do think it's probably like an 8.5 or 8.7 or so, because of how well done it actually is. But it is, they're missing a really fast song, and it gets a little repetitive for it to get up into that 9. But it's done so well. And the production, it's very easy to listen to. Like this, you know what it is? It's a drive-in record, bro.
It is a driving record.
It's a summer record.
Every day listening to it now. Like,
it's a summer. I should have said this 40 minutes ago, bro. It's a summertime driving record, dude, for sure.
And it hit at the right time, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'll be one to be remembered. I think it's a great one. Like, I mean, I still think my favorite Social Distortion record is always going to be Mommy's Little Monster.
Oh yeah, mine's Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, and that's a great record too. But
it's the first one I ever really got into, so I just kind of, I'm like attached to it.
Yeah, Christina really likes Prison Bound. Like, she's not a big Social Distortion fan, but she really likes Prison Bound. And I think that has a lot to do with probably her and her ex-husband, because I was a more rockabilly. You can really hear the acoustic guitar on that record, and you know, it had this very Johnny Cash, but without doing any Johnny Cash tunes. In fact, they do a really great Stones cover of Backstreet Girl on that. As far as a Stone song go, it's pretty terrible. But the Social Distortion song is great. So
That's hilarious.
you know, but yeah, man, I'm stoked on it. I will listen to it probably again and again. I'm hoping for more. So I'm trying to find out if there is going to be another release either this year or next year. But
I think they're gonna, dude. It would behoove them to wait. Let it.
Yeah.
Let this peak, because it still hasn't gotten to its peak yet. Maybe like announce something around Halloween. Be like, hey guys, springtime, we got another record dropping, and give it almost a year, say 10 months, and then drop another record. And I think that's a 1-2 punch that you can't argue with, man.
Yeah. Then, maybe we already got tickets to go see him with, Descendants in the chats. So
that's a pretty insane lineup. That's
a wild bill. So,
it really is.
And I'm shocked that they, I think a lot of people will be there just to see Descendants, but fuck it, man. To me, that seems like a rad bill. I don't know much about the chats. I've, listened to some of them.
Chats are good.
Yeah.
That's a strong opening act. I'm interested to hear what these songs sound like live. If they increase the speed a little bit on some of them, it'll completely change how I feel about the song. If they did a good live record and then just turn it up a little bit on the speed of the songs, I think I would probably have a whole different perspective, or maybe perspective is not the right word, different opinion on them. I would, because my issue is that it does get a little monotonous throughout the whole record. But
I've had that happen to me a few times, man, where I saw a band and I kind of middle of the road, whatever. I was thinking that before I saw them live. And then seeing them live changed my entire perspective of them.
Dude, speaking of the Descendants, that happened to me with them.
Oh, really? No shit, man. Yeah, no, Christina's been...
Dude, the live show changes it, man. If you can't do a live... I mean, yeah, we all know that. The live show is where it's at.
Christina's been a diehard Descendants fan for many, many years. Even when she was singing Honky Tonk.
Oh, wow.
She's a punk rocker her whole life. So, she liked the Descendants way more than I did. I like the Descendants. I think they were great, but I never really got crazy into them. And then I think through her, I got way more into them. And
you strike me as more of the 77 street punk, that kind of music.
Yeah, my first
primary
PBH record. So I got into the British stuff, and then prior to that, I was my first. I don't even count the Ramones as they are a punk rock band, I will say, but I had Ramones live. And that was, but that was fun. It was a blast. It's kind of a gateway drug. And then I started listening to people were giving me British shit, and they were oh, here's the Business, and then here's this, and here's that. And so people were dumping that stuff on me. So, I didn't even know who the fuck Coxbar was until I added this compilation that they were on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even know, but it was all about the Business for me. Anyways, that's oi shit. So
well, I'm in the throes of reading my second book on the subject. So, awesome. Video coming in the somewhat near future. I'd say by the time the fall gets here, I'll have an actual solid 30-minute video essay about this.
I'm looking forward to it, man. We watch every day. So
that's amazing, dude. We should do this again with another record.
Yeah, man. Let's pick a record you want to talk about. We'll discuss.
Because I do this with Rob and Nitty. It's always nice to have other people's opinions and have different people from different parts of the country talking about. Because you're gonna like stuff that's different than Rob and Nitty. I already know that. We all I like stuff from all three of you guys, but y'all all have distinct different styles. It's very obvious.
Yeah, I think I'm older than those guys too. So it's
I think I'm the oldest out of the three of us, and then I think you're a little bit older than me.
Yeah, I'm 54, so I'm 10 years older than you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I didn't think you look good for 54, my friend.
Brother, it's years of not drinking. I couldn't even imagine what I would look like. I'd probably be in a box if I was.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's in about when I go to New York, I hit 13 years sober. I'm very glad.
Yeah, I have
very glad
in next month. So yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
14 years, no boozeroos, dude. So Yeah, man.
Well,
I'm proud of you. That's fucking great.
thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm gonna do a live stream in a few minutes, so let me wrap this up. I'll go grab me a quick snack, and then I'll be back in a little bit. Everybody that's hanging out with us, if you're still here, check out the Hellflowers. I'll link their stuff in the description of this video. Obviously, go check out. Hold on, before I say it, we'll pick it back up. Go check out the new Social Distortion record, Born to Kill, out on Epitaph Records. You can get it. I think they're basically sold out everywhere on physical copies, but you can still listen to it online right now. There will almost certainly be some kind of new exclusive and second pressing coming in the very near future. I may have to grab another copy if it's a cool enough press.
Yours, man. So I'm gonna make some phone calls to see what I can land. You pulled that thing out when you were talking to her initially, and I'm like, motherfucker.
I gotta do another short video to promote it a little bit per my promise to Epitaph. So awesome. I'm gonna do that tonight too. But yeah, everybody, you know what to do, man. Listen to these bands, dude. Support the Hellflowers, support Social Distortion, support your local punk rock scene, and most importantly, be nice to somebody today. It doesn't cost you a single dollar. It's so easy to be nice. Just be nice to somebody. Yeah. Until next time, folks. We love y'all, man. See you later.